Hey there folks, it is me, RandomJosh, and I'm back again with another Random Monday video. Today I have something quite interesting. We have here a cheeky parcel, bit of a long one. So this is from Blue, so they do the microphones and stuff like that, but this is the Blue Compass, which is their premium tube style broadcast boom arm. I'd show you the front, which actually, hold on, has my address on it. But you can kind of see the rough design of it. But anyway, let's just get into this. I'm excited. I want this opened. But yeah, you'll note that obviously recently I started posting gaming videos on my second channel, which you can find probably somewhere on there. And one of the things with doing that is that I have my original setup for when I was doing streaming, but we started to notice that I actually, you can hear my keyboard and things like that in the background, which was really bothering a lot of people. Which is fine. I'm always welcoming to feedback such as that. And so basically I was looking into ways to try and eliminate that, and at the moment I've got my stand for my mic placed on the the desk next to my keyboard, so naturally it does have a little bit of vibration from this. And just to mention as well, before I go too far, I did also get the shock mount, which came a little bit earlier, so I've already opened that and had a little look. But it is just like a little bouncy thing in there, which I can attach the mic to, which I will be. So, what have we got? We have here... Oh, it's quite heavy actually. That's good thoughts, because at least I know the base has actually got some weight to it. But this is like the base mount, so this is what you kind of attach to the table. I'm gonna have to do this in a really awkward and weird way, and I'm hoping that it works, because if it doesn't, I don't actually have a way of mounting this to my table, because my table doesn't really have any kind of lips or anything to the side which you can kind of clip it into, unless we start actually drilling holes into it and things like that. But yeah, so that will be what we're going to use to actually sit on the desk, and then it has the little hole at the top, which is where you can thread the bottom, which is a little bit gunky, of the mount itself. So this is it. Let's get it out of the packaging. It is rather big, this direction only. Okay, so yeah, it does, I don't want to force it, but it does go that way. I think if you do loosen and then tighten, it should, well, again, with the weight of a mic, it should, in theory, shift. But it's probably been tightened for natural purposes of traveling in the journey. So yeah, that now pivots. So natural weight, it will kind of hold it. So yeah, that's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to. I did do some research, because I see a lot of people moaning that the tension isn't the greatest. But there is an optional tension adjustment, which is just in this bottom screw right at the bottom here, which I feel like a lot of people probably forget and don't go with, because it is really, this is tense. It's probably designed to do that because, again, the Blue Yetis are notoriously very because you see that actually stayed. Obviously it will go back, it's not completely secure in place, but like it will, with the right amount of pressure, go into that kind of right position. And the same with this ending as well. This will also rotate and lock in place. And I think this can be removed for like the smaller, yeah. So you've got like the bigger gauge here, but if you have a mic with like a smaller gauge, you can also just take this off and you've got your small normal gauge there as well, which is always handy dandy to have. But yeah, so we've got those. They'll be used in conjunction with this, so we'll be able to, I'm not going to do it fully yet, but this will basically thread onto like this, basically thread onto the end. And then the mic can sit in the middle of that, so at least it's kind of got shock absorption. Because as I mentioned before, like the way that my setup is at the moment, it's kind of anything that happens on the desk, if I touch the desk or if I just move a bit too close to it, it kind of picks all that sound up. And at the same time as well, because it's on the desk, it also gives me quite a bit of distance between myself and the mic. So I naturally have to ramp the gain up a little bit more to actually pick my voice up, because otherwise it just completely ignores that and we're pretty much lost. Because I did do a little trial run with lowering the gain to see if that helped. It did, but it also meant that you could barely hear my voice. So I was like, okay, we've got to this stage. So I'm gonna quickly rejig a little bit around and try and position and show you what we're doing with the stand and try and hopefully bring you on the journey as well. Okay, so you're gonna witness the horrors that is my desk. I apologise for how grim it looks at the moment. I've just separated away my monitors for just the moment, for temporary purposes. You can see the back here does not get very much attention normally. But what I've had to do is I've put the bracket here into the, the desk comes with like a hole for your cable management and whatnot. So I've managed to get it into that, and I've actually managed to secure it, so I was quite happy with that. So now what we're going to need to do is, that is going to drop into there, and now we're going to have to work out if this is going to be a problem, basically. Okay, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'm optimistic. Probably should read the instructions. So it actually says about attaching the microphone before we start doing our adjustments, which does make somewhat sense. So let me just, get this all out of the way. I'm going to open this up, and I'm hoping I'm doing this all right, because I cannot remember for the life of me how I got this thing in there in the first place. I don't particularly want to break it either. I feel like maybe bringing this down here and putting, I'm sorry, you're probably not going to see half of what I'm actually doing because I'm a bit all over the place, to be quite frank with you. Ow. I'm just trying to figure out best ways in which to do half of these jobs, because it's very fiddly. Okay, so just putting the shock mount on, essentially. You can probably see me spinning it around there. Okay, so shock mount we've got on. Lovely. Perfection. We've done one thing. Now let's put the mic to the shock mount. It keeps feeling quite stiff. Oh, that's probably just yeah, that's just the natural feeling of it. To be fair, I'd probably rather it feel stiff than or loose and horrid. Okay, that feels, I assume, like it is. Oh yeah, look at that. That is, like, as soon as I put that in, the arm is just like, yep. And even this part of the arm as well is starting to bend a lot more. And I'm trying to listen out for any potential negative clicking because I don't really want to have this snapping on me or any components breaking, because that is going to be quite problematic. Just making sure that all the necessary pieces are opened to their full potentials, so that if they do need to rotate and whatnot, that they fully can have that ability without obviously again snapping. Ooh. Okay, I can't see if you can tell, but I am absolutely sweating. Trying to get this set up has been quite the mission, but we've got it. It's not perfect. Like, for some reason, I don't know if you can see, let me adjust this a little bit. But for some reason, this shock absorber is coming out more to the right side of our stand here. So it's kind of like a bit lopsided, annoyingly, because I was hoping that it'd come straight out so that we could then maybe use that a little bit. But to be fair, I don't normally play like right up close anyway. I play a little bit further back because then I've got room to maneuver my wrists, and it's at a good height as well, so it seems to be pretty okay. I'm quite happy with it. It's going to be a little bit different. I still need to work out connecting it and if it's going to be like how much this cable can reach, because that is a whole nother kettle of fish, because I don't remember how far down this cable goes. I'm gonna have to test that and see if I can make it reach, or if I'm gonna need like some kind of extender or something, because if I do, I'm gonna need to rushingly order that because I kind of want it now. But yeah, we're gonna probably, I might throw in some like clips of me actually testing it out, like on like via my actual camera, to see like how it looks on there compared to all the other like bits and bobs, and then hopefully we can actually get this properly working. But it's really weird, like it's different for sure, because it's going to be constantly in my face as opposed to just kind of being at a distance. But I think it's going to help with the audio quality of those gaming videos in the future. So yeah, fingers crossed it does work out in the way that we want it to. Right, this feels so odd to be doing it like this, but hello again. So you can see the mic is still in full show, but it's not to an extent of compromising the actual like workability of this. So I'm still quite happy with like how it fully turned out. But yeah, so like it still functions really well. I'm hoping the sound quality, I've done a few like little tests here and there, so sound quality so far has been really quite good, and I've managed to turn the gain right the way down, which is where it's supposed to be. But I might like play around with it, fluctuate it a little bit if like my usual sounds are a little bit different. So yeah, there's still some like room for playing, which is nice. But it just means that all those other like natural background sounds should hopefully now be minimized, if not completely gone. And like it just feels different. It feels like a professional almost. I mean, it's not at all professional level from a perspective of being in my house and being on my shitty table, but it is a really good product overall, so I'm quite happy with this. But anyway there folks, I'm gonna leave this video here. As I mentioned, I may have put some clips in between me filming this once I've actually got it up and running properly. But yeah, final verdict, I think this is really cool. It is really expensive. Like the mount, just the mount, the shock mount was like 50 quid. And then the actual boom arm itself is just over 100. So it's not really something to, let's say, throw money down the drain, really. Ooh. But hopefully it like stands the test of time, because I've heard a lot of bad things about some of those cheaper ones on Amazon, like the £20, £30, £40 ones. They're not built to last, basically. They know that, and that's why these unfortunate beings don't usually get bought, and they actually do tend to last. That, again, this is going based on what I've heard, word of mouth. Whether it is the case, you'll find out at some point in the future. If I eventually stop using it, you'll know it's probably either broken or I've got fed up of it. But yeah, so that is our kind of look into the Blue Compass mic. I did also get a padding. That was just an Amazon one, because they don't do their own pop mic padding, which is nice. Pop filter, sorry. But anyway, tangent. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to give it a cheeky little thumbs up, a little subscribe, join the family. We love it here. And I will see each and every one of you folks in the next video. Peace out, bitches.